Emma and Jack were brother and sister. They lived in a small town near the forest. Every day they played in the park, went to school, and did their homework. Life was simple and happy. But one day, something strange happened. One evening, their friend Oliver ran to them. His face was white and he was very scared. I saw something, he said. Emma and Jack looked at him. What did you see? Jack asked. Hack Oliver pointed to the hill. There is an old house on the hill. It is big, dark, and empty. People say nobody lives there. But today I saw a light in the window. Emma and Jack looked at each other. The old house was famous in their town. People said it was haunted. Nobody went there. The doors were broken, the windows were dirty, and the garden was full of dead trees. Maybe someone is inside, Emma said. Who? Oliver asked. Everybody says ghosts live there. Jack laughed. Ghosts are not real. But what if they are? Oliver said. I don't want to go near that house. Emma was curious. Let's go and see, she said. Oliver was afraid, but Jack wanted to go too. Okay, but we take a flashlight, Jack said. That night, they met at the park. The moon was big and bright. The wind was cold. Everything was quiet. Slowly, they walked to the old house. The gate was open. It made a loud noise when they pushed it. Creak! They walked inside the garden. The ground was hard, and the trees looked like monsters in the dark. I don't like this place, Oliver whispered. Emma and Jack did not speak. They walked to the door. Jack pushed it, and it opened slowly. The house was dark. It smelled old and dusty. Look, Emma said. She pointed to the floor. There were footprints in the dust. Someone was here. Oliver wanted to leave, but Emma and Jack walked inside. The wood under their feet made a strange sound. Creak, creak, crack. Jack turned on the flashlight. The light moved across the walls. There was old furniture, a big mirror, and a broken chair. But then something moved. Did you see that? Oliver asked. Yes, Emma said. Over there, she pointed to the stairs. Something was there. A shadow. It moved fast. Who is there? Jack asked. No answer. They walked to the stairs. Let's go up, Emma said. Oliver did not want to go, but he followed his friends. Slowly, they climbed the stairs. Every step made a noise. Slight. They reached the second floor. There was a long hallway. There were many doors. Where did it go? Oliver whispered. Suddenly, they heard a sound. Thump! It came from the last room. Jack looked at Emma. Let's check. Emma took a deep breath. She opened the door. Inside the room, the air was cold. The window was open, and the curtains moved in the wind. The flashlight shook in Jack's hand. Emma stepped forward carefully. Oliver stayed behind. What do you see? Oliver whispered. Emma looked around. The room was empty, except for an old wooden table and a small chair. The walls were broken, and the wallpaper was peeling off. But then something moved again. Jack pointed the flashlight at the corner. There was a small wooden box on the floor. It was open. Inside, there were old photos, a rusty key, and a letter. Emma picked up the letter. The paper was yellow and soft. She started reading. If you find this, please help me. My name is Eleanor. This house was my home, but something terrible happened. My family disappeared, and I was left alone. Now I am trapped here. If you have a good heart, find the truth and set me free. Emma, Jack, and Oliver looked at each other. Trapped? What does that mean? Jack asked. Maybe Eleanor is a ghost? Oliver said, stepping back. Emma was thinking, or maybe it's just an old story, she said. But deep inside, she wasn't sure. Suddenly, the door behind them slammed shut. Ah! Oliver screamed. Jack ran to the door and tried to open it, but it was locked. It won't open, he said. Then they heard a soft sound, a whisper. It was coming from the walls. Help me. Emma's heart was beating fast. Who are you? She asked. There was silence. Then the whisper came again. The key? Use the key. Emma looked at the small key in the box. She picked it up and looked around. What does it open? There was a locked door downstairs, Jack said. They had no choice. They had to go back down. But how? The door was locked. We can try the window, Oliver said. Jack walked to the window and looked outside. It was too high. They couldn't jump. There must be another way, Emma said. She looked around the room. Then she saw something. The bookshelf looked strange. It was old and dusty, but there were no spiderwebs behind it. What if there's something behind this? She said. Jack and Oliver helped her push the bookshelf. It was heavy, but slowly it moved. Behind it, there was a small door. Jack tried the key. It fit. He turned it, and the door opened. Inside, there was a dark tunnel. Cold air came from inside. The three friends looked at each other. Do we go in? Oliver asked. We don't have a choice, Emma said. They stepped inside. The tunnel was long and dark. Their footsteps echoed. The air smelled old, like dust and something else, something strange. After a few minutes, they saw light. They reached the end of the tunnel and found another door. Jack pushed it, and it opened. They were in the basement of the house. It was full of old furniture, broken toys, and books, but in the center there was something strange. A mirror. A big, old mirror with a golden frame. But the glass was not normal. It looked like water. It moved. Emma stepped closer. Suddenly, a face appeared in the mirror. It was a young girl with big, sad eyes. She had long hair and an old-fashioned dress. She looked scared. Eleanor? Emma whispered. The girl in the mirror nodded. Help me, she said. I am trapped. Jack and Oliver stood frozen. How can we help you? Jack asked. The letter, Eleanor said. Read the last words. Emma took the letter and read the last words again. Find the truth and set me free. What does it mean? Oliver asked. Eleanor pointed to the key. Put it in the mirror, she said. Emma hesitated, then stepped forward. She took the key and slowly touched the mirror. A bright light filled the room. The air became warm. The mirror shook. Then Eleanor smiled. Thank you, she whispered. The light disappeared. The mirror was now normal. Eleanor was gone. The three friends stood in silence. Then the basement door opened by itself. The house was no longer cold. It felt peaceful. Emma, Jack, and Oliver walked outside. The night sky was clear. The house, once dark and scary, now looked quiet. She's free, Emma said. Oliver took a deep breath. Let's go home. They walked down the hill back to their town. They never spoke about the house again, but deep inside, they knew they had done something special. They had solved the mystery of the old house.